Thanks for watching Halftime TV. This is Leon Bailey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Hello, how are we doing today, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers? Welcome to another episode. And today we have an interesting topic, like always. And I'm gonna throw the question out there at the end of this video because it's something that I'm genuinely interested in finding out where my viewers and subscribers, where your thoughts are at on this topic. But again, before we go any further, big shout out to the sponsors. Quick Link Shipping, anything you need whatsoever shipped into the island, Quick Link Shipping has you covered. All right. So if you go on Amazon, you see the nice stuff on Shein for those ladies who love to shop on Shein. You can go on Shein, you see the nice stuff. You let Quick Link Shipping know that, hey, have something to ship into the island. They'll give you the best possible rates anywhere around town. All right. So reach out to them. 876-454-1979. Okay. All right. So as the title of this video states, should Reggae Boyz prospects be given a decision deadline? Now we're at the latter part of the English Premier League season, and most of the viewers on here, you pay attention to the English Premier League. You have your favorite teams, whether it's the Arsenal, whether it's the Manchester City, Manchester United, you name it. Big up yourself as well, Malik. So you have your favorite teams. However, it's now at that stage where club football is practically finished, right? We have the Champions League final coming up in a couple of weeks. There's one game left in the English Premier League for Arsenal, for Manchester City, the likes of Chelsea, Manchester United. They have 2 games remaining. They'll be playing midweek. Chelsea plays today, and then they'll be playing at the weekend, and then that's it. Now, for the Jamaican players playing in England, we have Omari Hutchinson, who, again, he's one of the prospects. He helped his team Ipswich get promotion to the English Premier League. Leon Bailey helped his team Aston Villa, and they'll be playing in the Champions League next season. We have the likes of Bobby Reid, Pinnock, both who will be playing in the Premier League next season again. So I could go through all of the names, but I don't want to go through all the names because that's not the reason for this video today. But hats off to all the Reggae Boys who did their thing this season. My thing is, we're approaching, and we're fastly approaching, mind you, the World Cup qualifiers. Now the World Cup qualification starts on June 6th, and Jamaica plays Dominica. Is it? Yeah, Jamaica plays Dominica at the National Stadium, Dominica Republic, at the National Stadium. So that's on June 6th. The Jamaica Football Federation, through their media entities, they sent out the media accreditation request a little bit earlier today, and I saw it coming, and I'm like, whoa, time's moving so fast. You don't even realize. They can't even keep track of it. And it came to me that, hey, it's June 6th. A lot of the players who just completed their domestic football leagues or whatnot, they're going to take rest. They're going to go away on vacation, or you name it. Should these players be substituted, or should these players that we're recruiting come in at the expense of the players who will be, and I like to put it this way, who will be fighting in the trenches for the national colors? Now, I know there are those who are tuned in who say, I want my best team out there at any given time, and I want us to field the best 11 or the best 23 or the best 26 or whatever it is at any given time. But I'm one of the opinion that players who go through it with you, like those players who struggle with you and all of that, they should be afforded an opportunity as well. Because imagine players, you commit to the national team, you fight in the trenches, and you know CONCACAF is not an easy place to qualify, and CONCACAF it rough football. It's not joke football play over here. And I know the Mexico and the Canada and the United States, they've already qualified, but that doesn't mean it will be a walk in the park. I know it will be a little bit easier, but it still will not be a walk in the park. And the likes of Omari Hutchinson, who I've seen a ton load of videos coming out saying he hasn't fully committed to Jamaica. He's played a game for Jamaica already, but obviously he's still eligible to play for England. The likes of Morgan Gibbs White hasn't played for Jamaica as yet. However, there's been a ton load of rumors that there's a high possibility that he will be representing Jamaica. Mason Greenwood, I think, is the most common one, and Coach Hallgrimson says he's left the door open for Mason Greenwood, and it's been in the media. It's been he's been asked the questions in interviews. It's been done by a ton load of other YouTubers saying, "Hey, Mason Greenwood possibly coming to play for Jamaica very soon." Now it's the end of the season. Mason Greenwood had a good season as well. And as far as the conversation about him representing the Reggae Boyz, where those conversations are, we're not very sure at this point in time. But what I will say is, for all these players and all these players who I just mentioned, we want to have a cutoff point, right? And I won't even put it as far as saying ultimatum, because I think when you use the term ultimatum, it almost feels as if you're strong handing the players. I don't want it to be put like that. I want there to be a cutoff point where you say, okay, these players, and the cutoff won't be for everybody, because obviously there are some players who will come a little bit further along where you see, hey, this person is interested. But for those who we've been how do I put it? Who've been talking with for however long, I want there to be a cutoff point for them, right? Yeah, I don't want it to be a case where we're asking them to play and the conversations are going and they're going and they're going, and whenever we qualify for the World Cup, that's when they say, okay, you qualify for the World Cup now, maybe I'll come and play for you because you've qualified for the World Cup. I don't want that. If you're coming into the program, I want you to come into the program from now. I want you to play the World Cup qualifiers. I don't want it to be a situation where when Jamaica qualifies and when everything's rosy and when it's time for the big lights to come on and the opportunity that so many players they give up so much to play in a World Cup, that's when you're saying, yes, I want to come and I want to represent Jamaica now. I want the Jamaica Football Federation and those doing the scouting and those having those conversations with these players to say, hey, look, here's what's going to happen. This is when you need to decide by, and if you don't decide by X time, then we'll just call it a day. We'll just move on to other prospects, because there are a ton load of prospects right now. And if you watch Reggae Boyz commentary, you'll see Simon Preston. He's always finding and he's always doing videos outlining and highlighting the prospects who these players, they qualify to represent Jamaica, whether by a mother, a father, a grandfather, you name it, but they qualify to represent Jamaica. So they're out there. So it's not a situation where Jamaica doesn't have a big enough pool to choose from. There are a ton load of players who qualify to play for Jamaica. It's just those players that are currently being poached by the scouts from the Jamaica Football Federation. So there are a number of players that are currently in conversations with the Jamaica Football Federation, but there's a wider pool of players who qualify to represent Jamaica, who maybe the conversations are there, maybe we had initial conversations with them, however the conversations didn't continue. So it's one of those. But I'm gonna throw the question out there because I want to know if I'm being reasonable. I don't want you to just come when it's time for the glory and you don't go through the trenches with us. And right now we see the likes of Bobby Reid and Mikel Antonio and Ethan Pinnock and all these guys who they could have chosen not to come and play for Jamaica. Bobby Reid could have been anywhere in the world having his vacation. He's already an established English Premier League player. He could be on his vacation wherever, but each time he receives a call, he comes and he represents Jamaica. Mikel Antonio, bar his injuries, he comes and he represents Jamaica. Ethan Pinnock, the same thing. So a lot of these players who are playing currently in England, they could have been elsewhere. They could have been doing other things, but they're dropping everything that they have doing to come and represent Jamaica. And I think these players are willing to go through the trenches. The last time they played the Gold Cup a couple of months ago, they did well. They gave a good showing. They are looking now to play in the Copa, which is a couple of weeks from now. No, you put it that way. But there's also the World Cup qualifiers, which is right around the corner. and I am pretty sure we'll be seeing a number of them as well. The Phoenix Academy players, still, we don't know what the situation is with them. We're still waiting to see the squad that Coach Hallgrims will be sending out for the upcoming World Cup qualifying game. Obviously, we still have a couple of weeks left before that game happens, but we're looking to see what the names are that will be on the squad, because it should be quite interesting, and it will make for good content as well, because I know there are always conversations about players that are left out and players that should have been included, etc. But for those who we're currently in conversations with, I want you to make your minds up. Are you going to represent Jamaica? Are you not going to represent Jamaica? Because we can't continue going around in this circle. Oh, whenever we hear something about Mason Greenwood, or whenever we hear something about what's his name, Morgan Gibbs White, whenever we hear something about all these players, we're saying, hey, he's coming, and then no, he is coming, and then no. Omari Hutchinson, the same thing, flirting with Jamaica, some people call it. We don't want that. We want there to be a cutoff point. So if you don't commit by this time, and it's not an ultimatum, so don't misquote me. We want there to be a cutoff point, because then and only then will we be at ease. As things stand right now, there's so much up in the air. There are so many players that will be going through the trenches with this Reggae Boyz team, and I think those players should be justly rewarded. So for those who we're currently in conversations with, you need to ensure that you commit, and that way you can go through the trenches, and that way we, the fans, can say, yes, you deserve the opportunity when it's time for the World Cup. But that's my view. Let's hear what you, the viewers and subscribers, have to say. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section. Omari Hutchinson, Morgan Gibbs White, Mason Greenwood, all these names, should they be given a decision deadline? Let's hear what the viewers have to say down below. Until next time.